Hey guys, so this video is going to be me making this makeup look that I made and brushing my hair, which was wild at the beginning of this video, or when I started filming this video. This is the beginning of the video. Well, basically just talking about like my issue with some like makeup beauty stuff in the YouTube community, as well as some fashion beauty stuff in the community, and just like the beauty community in terms of capitalism and consumerism overall. And it's just like a rant. It's not really like super educational or informal. It's very formal. It's very informal, but it's, I don't know, if you want to listen to it, if you want to share your thoughts, you totally should, and just stick around. Got to let you in, fall, I'll let you go. I'm giving it up for maybe. So I don't really know what we're going to talk about in this Chatty Get Ready With Me. I just thought that it would be fun to get ready with you guys, and just, I don't know, have a conversation, talk a bit. So I just put the Lush Imperialis moisturizer on my face. I always do this. I might not go through everything I'm doing just because I do like the same thing every time, and I've definitely put out a couple Get Ready With Me's recently, in which I've talked about what I was doing. So yeah. But I wanted to have something like we started with. I'm sure I'll go off on a tangent about something else, but I wanted to just like have something to start with, and so I thought I would just talk about like the beauty community as a whole, and like as a minimalist, the issues I find with it. Not even just as like an eco-minimalist, but just like as somebody who like is definitely trying to not be a part of like consumer and capitalist culture on a huge amount, and yet still likes beauty and still likes this type of thing. And so I watch a lot of people that do beauty, and like, I don't know, my thoughts and feelings on the idea of like fast makeup in the same way as like fast fashion, and just like the fact that like so many beauty bloggers, for instance, basically just say, this is by the way the Tarte creaseless concealer that I always use, like they will not do more than one look with one eyeshadow palette, and they will use basically the exact same color in a new palette that they had in an old palette, and not like address that, or the fact that apparently like this big thing that people have been talking about in the beauty community is the fact that a lot of YouTubers will go and they will buy the product so they can do a haul, like $1,000 haul or something, or like one look that's like $1,000 or something, and then they will go back and return it. And obviously, especially with makeup, those products can then not be reused or resold, and so they just get dumped, but the influencer gets their money back, so it's like, okay, and just that kind of thing, which I just think is incredibly silly and incredibly wasteful, and it like markets this idea that like you as like the viewer need all of this stuff that you really do not need, because the truth is, like, yes, palettes may be like different, and there might be like different qualities of palettes, but like you should use the stuff you have, and the truth is you can probably, if you have similar colors, you don't really need a new palette with similar colors, and that kind of idea that I just feel like we really need to spread more as a community. And I feel like it's very hard because there aren't a lot of like beauty people that are minimalist, or like beauty people that are like sustainable, at least from my experience. Like, I found people that are like me that will do beauty stuff but aren't really like, that's not their main focus, and I feel like that's partly because people don't want to watch videos where somebody uses the same palette again and again, like, because YouTube used to be like a lot of tutorials, like makeup tutorials. How do you do a smoky eye? How do you do a blah 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 eye, you know, like I do makeup like someone, or like a something inspired makeup look, which I really appreciate. I like making those, which you've seen, but like a lot of it now is like I use this one designer, or I use this one thing to make a makeup look that I could have used, like made doing all these other things. And part of that is not the influencer's fault. Part of that is using the Pacifica Radiance powders to do my highlight, contour, and blush. Part of it is they get a lot of PR packages, so it's kind of like they need to use it if they want to be sent more, and because part of their business model is they want to work with these companies and they want to show them that they use the stuff that gets sent to them. And so it makes sense that they like want to show that they are using as much as they can, because then they're getting onto the radar of more companies, because more companies are like, oh, so-and-so is using our product, or so-and-so is using our product, you know? And so it's good for them in that aspect. And so it makes sense that they're doing it. And I'm not saying that it's like not, like, I'm not saying that like excuses it, but I am saying that like I get it. It is their business. They are trying to like make connections with these companies. And so if they need to do a haul of that company in order to get that company's attention, it makes sense. Or if their company is sponsoring a video, then yeah, they want to do as much of it as they can with just that company's stuff. Sorry, I got a text. I even know what it's about. And I'm just not gonna deal with it right now. What was I talking about? I've completely lost my train of thought. My cousin is so funny. But no, so yeah, that makes sense. But especially with the like fake buying things, or like not telling people that like all of their stuff is gifted, like I just find that that's really bad. And it's just really bad for like, from the like viewer's perspective of like seeing all this and thinking like, oh, I need all that, because like if they have it, then I need it. I also realized that I've put on my primer, and to be perfectly honest, I don't use my primer every day. It's like a low-key expensive primer. It's not vegan and it's not like super natural, and so I just don't want to put it on my face every time I do makeup. But I don't do makeup very much, so it's kind of like, when are you going to use it then? But I do have 24 months to use it, which is 2 years, and I started it in May, and I'm going pretty strong, as you can see from the small amount that I've used, which is probably better than my mascara that I also bought in May, but only has until 6 months. So it only has until November, and it's October. I might have to start wearing mascara every day to get through it. No, I'll probably wear it until like December and then ask for a new mascara for Christmas. That's usually one thing I do. I'm gonna do a lot of like Christmas gift stuff in terms of minimalism, in terms of natural gifts and shit. And one thing that I highly suggest that I'm just gonna mention now because I can, but it will be in like stuff I make later. I think I might do like a vlogmas, but it might be more sit down talking videos. I don't really know. It might be like something like that, but not really vlogmas. But one thing is like your makeup. Once you have, like, don't ask for more makeup, but like, I know this is gonna run out. I know I'm almost out of concealer, and so those are the things I'll ask for. Or if they run out around Christmas time, I'll ask for those, or Hanukkah time, or Kwanzaa time, or if you don't celebrate a holiday, then like things might be on sale, so buy it. But so yeah, that's something I'm big into. And obviously with stuff like this, I don't want to buy another Tarte concealer, which I'll talk about in my Ampies video when I use this, but like, so I'll need to find a color and a different shade that I like, and so I might be like, hey mom, can I go find this, and then I will tell you, and then you will get it for me, which I assume is how you do most of your things. But yeah, so that's just a separate thing. So, but anyway, back to what we were talking about. I'm gonna put on more contour. I'm gonna use this smaller brush that I use for my concealer, because I just want it to be a stronger contour today, and then I'm gonna blend it out with this brush. You will notice that I mix my brushes, and I do not give a shit, and I am so sorry that if it offends you because you are a part of the beauty community, I'm sorry. Or like the hygienic community, or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point being, it is like this idea that like you need more and more and more, and if you don't have more, then you're like not, I am gonna put primer on my eyelids because I find that helps my eyeshadow stay better, because it is quite a dusty and not well packed eyeshadow, at least the e.l.f. one, not the Naked one as much. I think I'm gonna start with the Naked one. Maybe I'll do the e.l.f. one actually. I've had this one for a long period of time actually. I've probably had this for like 2 years, which is probably not good, which is why I'm trying to use it up, but obviously I'm not doing super well with that. But like I said, I just feel like I own 2 makeup palettes, and I think that I can make a number of eyes and like designs and styles with these 2 for a while. Up until last Christmas I only owned 1, and I used it for everything, and it worked well, and I liked it. And I had one other like singular well that was more of a like, it wasn't one of these colors because these are all like nude rose gold. It was like more like a it was more like a blushy color, I would argue, I guess. And it was actually a double blush and eyeshadow, and I mostly use it for blush, and I don't even use blush, so that shows you how much I used it. And yeah, point being, you really do not need that much makeup, and I feel like they really do distort this idea that you need a lot of makeup to do whatever it is that you are doing. And the fact that like they will buy stuff just to return it, just to seem like they have more money or seem like they have more makeup, is really, really toxic, because it is perpetuating this idea that you need to have the newest makeup of all of the makeup, because if they have it, then why can't you have it? Okay, one thing it's like a guilty watch, but it's like I can't stand it at the same time. It's when they go through all of the makeup that like PR companies have sent them, and they haven't even opened it or they haven't even touched it, because I get it if you're trying to make a connection with that company and you're trying to like do stuff, but if you haven't even opened it, then you are not trying to make a connection with that company. And so you can kindly, and sometimes they will open, like they'll open one palette from so and so, and then they'll be like, and then they sent me this one like 3 months later, and it's like, if you knew at that point that you were not going to use it and you were not going to try it and you didn't care to try it, then why don't you just reach out to them and be like, hey, no thank you. And I get that maybe that palette is like the palette to have, and like in like 4 months, because it came out in 3 months, if that makes sense, everyone's going to be talking about it. But like at that point, then go buy it yourself, instead of like most likely just getting another palette that you are not going to touch. Yeah, like my eyes, I just did this color, and then I did this color, which I'm trying to get in more into the darker colors because it's fall, and I feel like fall is really the best season for darker colors, because even like in Christmas I want to have like sparkly colors, because I'm like, it's Christmas and I want to sparkle like the moon, like the stars, not like the moon. The moon doesn't sparkle, I don't know. First is in autumn, I'm like, oh yeah, witchy season, bring it on, give me that dark eye. But yeah, I just feel like you really don't need to like have that much and like show that much off, especially like they'll do the unboxing with it and then they won't use it. It's like, why are you unboxing this thing? Why are you advertising this thing that you have never used and you do not plan on actually using? Or maybe you plan on using it, but like not really. You don't have a set plan that you're following through on, so it obviously didn't matter that much. Because like they'll swatch it and they'll be like, this is beautiful, and then you'll see it in their like blah 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 like 20 videos later, and they'll be like, yeah, no, I never really used this. And I'm like, well, why did you swatch it and call it beautiful then? You know, I don't know if that makes sense, but it just feels like you're just selling more lies, because you're acting as though it's something that you need to have, and you're acting as though it's something that like your audience should buy and should want, and then you're proceeding to be like, I didn't even fucking use it. I love that I just said I needed to use my mascara up, and I'm proceeding to put coconut oil on my eyes instead, because I just prefer it. I will say, the coconut oil does not give you at all any like added color or even like volume, But this is like not a very dramatic eye. My sister always complains that this does not give her a very dramatic eye. And so if that's like something you want, I wouldn't even be getting it from my Lights Camera Splashes eyelashes either. And so I just prefer this. Although I do love this. I'm not like shitting on this. I just like doing coconut oil on a normal basis when I'm not wearing that much makeup. Now also my eyes are kind of dark today though, so maybe I should put a little bit on just like the top lash. Maybe I'll just do like a one upper coat. Because I was just talking about how I need to use it up. Yeah, that looks nice. I did not bring my eyelash curler, which was very silly of me, to my friend's home that I've been sleeping at for the last 2 nights. So, which is where I'm filming currently, in case you were like, what, you're not in a dorm. Yeah, that's where I am. Okay. Well, I'm happy with this. Oh, I need to do my finishing powder, my Ulta finishing powder. But yeah, so I guess that ended up being what we talked about for the most part. We could talk about this again. We could talk about this in the fashion community if you wanted, if that was something that you felt was like, because I really, oh my god, I hate that when like fashion people buy something for like their outfit and then they're like, well, if I don't wear it, I'll just return it, because then I'm not being wasteful. But you are, because the stores will not sell clothing for the most part that gets returned to them. They will just destroy it and throw it away. And so you are being wasteful, because you shouldn't, if you didn't think you were gonna buy it, you shouldn't have, if you didn't think you were gonna wear it, you shouldn't have bought it in the first place. I could make a whole video about this. There are certain YouTubers on here that I freaking love, but then they do stuff like that, or like they care about their own branding being like sustainable and like ethical, and they'll like talk about how like other people's brands aren't ethical and sustainable like other YouTubers aren't. I'm just gonna add a good amount under my eyes because I just feel like they look really bad today. And the concealer like did not help as much as I would like it to. But then like they still shop at Forever 21, and so it's like you don't actually care, you're just trying to like talk about yourself and call yourself ethical. I don't know. I guess now we're talking about that because I forgot that I had to do my hair, and so we're still filming. But yeah, no, I have big issues with the clothing community on YouTube, like the fashion community, and I wish that we did more stuff that was like which I am actually thinking about. I have some ideas for some videos involving this kind of idea, but it's like the ones that like to like recreate people's looks or like dress like someone, but instead of going out and like buying all the stuff they have, try to recreate it within your own closet. Or like just like more stuff that's all like you should be wearing the stuff that's in your closet. You should be trying to find new ways of styling the stuff that's in your closet. I'm really big on that, and I just think that that should be the focus. Like that the fashion community should be going into, especially with more and more people actually caring about fast fashion. Obviously there's nothing wrong with like a haul, there's nothing wrong with like a shopping thing, but like maybe make sure that it's an ethical and sustainable source. And even the thing is, even if you don't care about that, it's just insane how much they buy. Like some of these hauls, look, I get that people like part of Black Friday hauls, which are gonna be coming soon, are, oh wow, look how much stuff I got, and it was so cheap, and I bought so much, and partly because like the sales make you buy 10 of the shirts that were 3 cents to make, so that they can make the same amount of money with it being a sale, and then you can feel like you got more because you got one more shirt that you're not actually gonna wear, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, this is the hair and makeup, so I guess I'll just finish this rant and then sign off. And so I know that's gonna happen, but like maybe just like focus on more ethical stores. Like there is nothing wrong with buying clothing, like buying new clothing that is new for you, but try to make it secondhand, try to make it sustainable and ethical companies, try to make it local, support smaller businesses, support Black and brown communities. Like don't support giant fashion brands that are, I don't know if I can swear. I sometimes swear, I don't know, whatever, that are fucking over everyone in their supply chain, the people growing the stuff, the land that's being grown on, the people making the stuff, the environment around those areas that are being polluted, the water is being polluted, the air is being polluted, the people that are living in unfair conditions and being treated unfairly by like the people higher up. There's just so many problems with so many of these fast fashion companies, and to like support them but then claim that you're ethical really gets me, like, because like I don't know, it's just like, because sometimes I'll watch people and they'll be like, well, this one seems really cheap, like this one seems like it might have been made in a sweatshop, and I would like not want to buy from a place in a sweatshop, but like your last video was a Forever 21 haul, so obviously you don't care about shopping in a sweatshop, you just care about people thinking you bought from a sweatshop. Especially since like you will see the comments in those videos where the people are like, well, obviously you don't care because you shop at Forever 21, and you'll just see them blatantly like ignore those comments. Like somebody will be like, oh, you look so cute, and they'll respond to that and they'll put a little heart, and then the next person will be like, obviously you don't care that it's a sweatshop, and that'll just have been skipped, and then the thing underneath will be like, oh my god, you should make a video about blah blah blah, and they'll be like, that was a great idea, and then like leave a little heart. But like obviously you saw that other comment, you just choose to skip it, because if you chose to acknowledge your problems, then you'd actually be held accountable for the problems that you were creating and the issues with what you were doing. And obviously like I know that that's hard, because like it's really easy for someone like me who's like saying that I care about sustainability to get like shit because I go to Forever 21, but if nobody's giving, like if you don't claim to care and you go to Forever 21, or you claim to care but like in this very faux pas way where like you're obviously still very ignorant about it, and then less people are going to call you out, less people are going to be mean to you when they call you out, but you're just feigning ignorance, like, because you obviously know and you obviously have the ability to know. And so I just think it's like very willful ignorance instead of like actually not knowing. And once you know, like you do see this with like there are some people, like, I don't want to call her out, but it's not really like a bad thing, like Caitlin Nicholson, for example. She used to do so many of these, and it always like made me really sad, because I was like, she like talks about how ethical she wants to be and how sustainable and good for the environment she wants to be, and then she would do so many unsustainable things. And you can actually see in her content now, she has like done her research, she's talked about it a little bit on her podcast, she's talked about it a little bit in videos, not nearly enough of somebody who wants to educate, but I don't think her goal is to educate, and so like that doesn't really matter. And then for instance, this YouTuber, instead of doing the haul she always does, she just did a lookbook with things already in her closet, and she talked about how you can dress up the things that are already in your closet, which exactly is the type of messaging that we need to be sending. Because she could have even done a secondhand haul and that would have been good, but this is even better, and she recognized that, and so she chose to do that. And I just really appreciate that, and that's kind of what I want to see in more of the beauty and fashion blogging space. Okay, I think I'm done. Thank you for listening to my rant if you got this far. If you like my look, tell me down below, and if you don't, I mean, please don't be mean, but you can be like, do a more fun eye, or do a more intense contour if that's what you want. Or like fill in your eyebrows, sis, because you don't do that, and I know I don't, and I'm probably not going to do it even if you say to do it, because I'd have to buy another product, and that's probably not going to happen. But you know, let me know down below if you want to see a specific makeup look, or me try to do one, because I can't do a tutorial because I'm not good enough to do a tutorial. Let me know down below your thoughts on what I talked about. Because it's just, this is really like something that I care about as somebody who like watches YouTube and grew up with YouTube, and like I'm on YouTube now. Like I want to have this dialogue, I want to educate and inform these people more than like ridicule them and like attack them. But I do think that there is a level of willful ignorance that like I can't teach you if you are purposely. So I'm done. So yeah, comment down below your thoughts, your feelings, if you liked my look, what else you want to see me do in terms of makeup, in terms of anything, and just let me know if you like the video in general. If you want to stick around, you totally can, because I make new videos every 3 days, and I would love for you to be here with me. And other than that, until next time, see you next time, bye.